Hi, this is Henk, and welcome to another edition of the Soul Sessions. And today, my guest is Dani Brown, the self-named Queen of Filth. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So, what's going on?
Well, we are having a heat wave here in Liverpool. It is 31 degrees out, or with it feels like a 33. And it is in American, that is 88 degrees actual temperature with a feels like of 91. That is way above average for this time of year, and it is unpleasant.
That's a lot. We don't get that in New York like in August.
Yeah. Sometimes the end of May can be very, very unpleasant in the city. I'm hoping to get an air conditioner within the next month or so. I've got a fan and an air cooler currently trained on me. So yeah, apart from the heat wave, when it's not boiling and all I can do is lay in bed between a fan and a air cooler, I am working on two novellas and one ridiculously complex novel. So the novel is going to be more complex than anything you've seen of me ever, more complex than ketamine addicted pandas, which really isn't complex. It's just pandas taking, getting high on ketamine and hunting Nazis because they'd rather do that than be in the zoo.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, my girl is like, pigs are the worst bears because you're like, they're the only bears that you have to like encouraged to keep alive because they're like they so don't care about anything.
It's because we've got them locked up right now. If we just let them loose on all the Nazis, they'd want to live and they want to reproduce. But no one wants to do that though.
Okay, so what's your story with the killer pandas?
It's called Ketamine Addicted Pandas. And it's a big book, and there's going to be a second one eventually. And it's just that's probably my most complex that's out available to buy right now that I'm not currently working on. And it's just I like my job. I like what I do. I don't like my employer. So I sit at work and I make story notes. And I was noticing for this one book I was writing, it's just was just meant to be a repetitive story set on the beach. And it was getting more and more complex. And now I'm on this part where because I'm using tarot cards to do it. So I'm on the Seven of Cups. So there's seven meant to be seven different choices. Some are less better than others. So I'm using seven different people, and they're all based on newspaper headlines, but they all have to connect into other parts of the story, which is something you just didn't get in ketamine addicted pandas because I didn't have positive people around me while I was writing ketamine addicted pandas, nor did I have to sit at work for 7.5 hours a day in my desk.
So you were saying
Pretending.
you're saying it like put you more in like a little isolated hole when you were writing the news story, but with the ketamine addicted pandas, you were like more free.
I wasn't necessarily free because, like, I could choose not to go to work if I really want, but I couldn't. I had the most god awful people around me. I just couldn't get them away from me. Like, because I wrote it. It was published in 2018. But I wrote it like I had finished writing it just before the Me Too movement, which the laws had changed in Britain before that, but nobody paid attention. Once that happened, people were like, maybe we should start listening to women when they say they're doing something and leave them alone to do it. And Ketamine Addicted Pandas was the last book I wrote under those circumstances. So, although it's a book I wanted to write, it's not necessarily how I would have gone about it.
So what's the premise of the story?
Uh, Ketamine Addicted Pandas, or the one I'm writing now.
Well, you can tell me about either.
Ketamine Addicted Pandas is just literally what it says in the title. Pandas take ketamine and go on a rampage. Ketamine is not strong enough for a panda. It was given to my cat when he was neutered. And if he decides to join us, you'll see he's a small animal.
Okay.
But yeah, and they just go on a rampage hunting down Nazis and drugs and eating baboon brains because I'm dyslexic and I couldn't spell bamboo. So baboon brains work much better. So, and then the one I'm working on now, the complex one, so it's Hannah and Jack, and they've gone to the beach, which may or may not be based on Blackpool, which is a kind of rundown seaside resort in Britain. It's just north of here. I love going there because of how it's like, but some people are a bit snobby about it. And it starts. So she's getting sick on the seaside, and he's in her face with his phone trying to film her and stuff, saying you have to look like you're having fun. And she falls in the sea and her clothes are all wet, and she's like, I'm not having fun, I'm not enjoying this. And eventually they get up to the promenade, the prom bit, what you would call a boardwalk, which is easier for me to remember. And there's this tarot reader, and this tarot reader does their fortune telling, and then they start acting like the tarot cards come into play, so they get sent back to the beach. But the tarot card, whatever tarot card was drawn, is what happens to them.
Okay, so is it kind of like, are both kind of comedy horror? Is that kind of like your avenue?
Some of it is like Cat Pandas is. I wouldn't say the tarot cards one is. It's hard to say what it's shaping into. It's probably more bizarro than anything.
Okay.
Whereas
So
ketamine addicted pandas is very, very silly and stupid.
would you say ketamine addicted panda is kind of like Black Sheep or like maybe Evil Dead, where it's like comedy and horror and like equal mix?
Yes, definitely. So I've got two books, Name Dropping with Hayden and Strip Becoming, where they're like literally the same story but told very differently. So Strip Becoming is experimental literary fiction, and it's told from the point of view of somebody with PTSD. So she's essentially held hostage by a live-in boyfriend, and she dies. Name Dropping with Hayden, she's held hostage by her boyfriend and dies, comes back to haunt him and just torments him. And it's like there was a review of it saying this has so many triggers, but so funny. Yeah,
So is that what you go for? Like, are you trying to horrify them? Are you trying to are you trying to make them laugh? Are you trying to do a little bit of both, or they're not sure
a
where to
little
go with
bit of
this?
both. Like even in my more serious stories, like Strip Becoming, there's still that humor in it. Um,
Okay.
but um, but obviously, Name Dropping with Hayden, when she comes back and starts haunting him and messing up his life and stuff, and some of this stuff. Sorry, I've got a cold. Some of the stuff that happens in it. So, um, he thinks Michael Jackson's communicating to him from beyond the grave. So she uses that to torment him. Although that was in Strip Becoming as well, it's not used to torture the tormentor.
So how do you approach these? Are they first person? Are they third person? How do you go about
Um, Most of them are third person, some are first person, and there's one or two that are second person. So
it? I've never tried second person personally, but I've heard that's very hard to write.
it it just I tried the story in question, the one that I recall writing. The first time I ever used it was broccoli. I tried third person because that's my go-to first. Didn't work. Tried first person, not working. My friend's like, "Oh, try second person. Go on, break all the writing rules." And it just worked beautifully, but it was quite hard to write because you have to keep it the person as neutral as possible, so they can't have a gender identity, they can't have a sexuality, they can't have anything about them, they can't have a race.
Okay, and is everything like some people, everything they do is kind of like in the same continuity, kind of the same universe, and some people just put out very different stories. Where do you go?
Mine are typically very, very different. If they do tie in with another one, I do put on my website. This ties in with this. So 56 seconds. The lead woman in it, Marcy, she's the one who dies in Strip Becoming. So, and there'll be a third book with Marcy's anniversary, the Tentacle Queen. So Marcy, due to how Marcy died, she became an angel of death, basically. But there can only ever be one angel of death at a time, and this angel of death before just did not want to put down her wings, and now they're kind of rotting off her.
So there's kind of some struggle or who's the now angel of death.
Yeah, yeah. So it's those tie in, but ketamine addicted pandas doesn't tie into that. Obviously, completely different world.
Well, some people also use spoilers, like Stephen King loves that. Like he puts like a little bit of a hint to something else.
Yeah. I think it's trying to find all the Dark Tower references in all of his books. So no, I haven't done anything that complex at all in any of mine.
And roughly how long does yours run? It's like 100
My books I
pages.
usually stick to novella length, so anywhere from like 20,000 to like 40,000. But Ketamine Addicted Pandas, I think, is around 80, and that's 80,000 words, and that's my longest book.
Okay.
So
And do you have a like I tell people when people say, "Oh, it's available everywhere," like it find bookstores everywhere. But do you have a website they can check on your work on?
yes, I do. It's Dani Brown, the Queen of Filth .weebly.com. I think I will send it to you.
I think, yeah, I'll put it up on the screen. So,
Yeah.
if you go to the website, do you have like signed books or like swag or
Yeah.
anything available? What do you have?
There are signed books available. You usually just message me on social media. However, because the president of the United States keeps messing with tariffs and small parcels and stuff, I'm not currently posting to the United States. I'm also not posting to the Middle East because I used to ship out books there. And I wouldn't be posting in Russia or Ukraine either, but I've never sold a book in either Russia or Ukraine.
So it kind of doesn't matter, but that's a principle thing. Um,
Yeah, it's just my concern is will the book arrive and how much is it going to cost to get there? So
okay,
like before Trump, I used to be able to ship out two big books to the United States for like £7.
okay,
Before all these tariffs and stuff, I sent a like very slim package that just had stickers in it. That cost £7.
wow, yeah.
So, so it's yeah. Hopefully things will. I don't like this timeline.
The timeline,
Hopefully they'll go back to something that resembles functionality sometime soon.
right? Um, So I know with like a lot of the like print on demand stuff, if it's like Amazon, it's like there's an Amazon in the UK, there's an Amazon
Yeah,
in the US. So, obviously you can't sign it, but people can order it.
yeah, you can
Is the
definitely
same
get
with
from
your stuff?
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, Amazon has everything that's in print is available through Amazon. Um, I do some Godless exclusives, so there's a bunch of stuff that isn't a you can't get a paperback copy, but you can get the ebook from Godless.
So if you want to cancel a site, like you'd probably get like do you have special editions or would it be like the regular edition but through her?
Could you repeat that, please?
I'm saying if you ordered it from Godless, would it be like a special edition or would it be like the regular edition but through that site as opposed to Amazon?
Yeah, it's just through Godless. So those are just ebooks.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people are like very anti-Amazon, so
Yeah, yeah, it's just ebooks, and because I use Amazon for my printing, if you were to get paperback from me, it's still Amazon.
okay.
But Godless, um you can't get Stephen Tucker from Godless, but everything else is on Godless.
Okay, and what do you have planned and what do you have out?
Um, oh, what's obviously what I have planned. While I finish handwriting the Seven of Cups sequence for his story, I am finishing off two novellas. One is called Twinkle Fingers, and it is the stupidest thing you will ever read. It's about this guy. He goes to a pub, a well-known pub chain over here, but I'm not saying the name of it in the story. And he dies jerking off in the toilet. And that's where the fun bit comes, because he's now cursed to give birth through his fingers every single night.
Well,
And there's babies everywhere and mole people. And it's stupid. It should bring people some enjoyment. And the other one I'm writing is called Lavender, and it's set in. I wrote this short story a few years back while at work. And the guy next to me just kept saying, "Make it gay, make it gay. We need more gay literature. Make it gay." He was obviously gay, and so I'm like, "Fine, I'm making it gay." Made it gay, and it worked. It works a lot better than the straight version. So it's set back. It's called that. The short story is called Peacock's Pleasure Palace, and it's set in Peacock's Pleasure Palace. So he has this guy named Peacock has opened a combination dungeon bathhouse nightclub for gay men, basically. So this story, Lavender, it's set there, and this guy, he dies, but he was in a lavender marriage, and he's got a choice. He can go with his wife, or he can go into the pleasure palace. And
what?
obviously, his wife is with his family, with his kids, or he can spend eternity in the pleasure palace.
So, but the Pleasure Palace does have like a gay bent to it.
Yes, yeah, it's just for men, or as my former colleague would say, just for boys.
So,
It worked though.
so what he's like, is he bi? Is he like actually gay? But it's kind of like he's trying to keep it under the radar. What's going on?
Yeah, the character was actually gay and was just in a lavender marriage with a woman, so nobody would know he was gay. So it's going back quite a few years.
I'm not feeling like I guess lavender marriage is more of a UK term. I've never heard it before. What does it mean?
Have you not? It's where if you're gay and you're in a relationship, in a heterosexual relationship,
Like
to
for appearances or whatever.
yes, basically.
Okay. And
So,
what that's something that you already wrote this out that people can pick up?
um, I'm not sure when it will be released. I'm coming to the end of writing it though.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're not
Yeah.
done. So it will be out. Do,
Yes, I think my latest release was Crowfield, but the publisher ran into some problems with Amazon because why wouldn't they? So we're trying to get that back up, and that's set on a British council estate, an English one to be precise, down south somewhere, um, and it's just like this cursed land, and no one's allowed on it, no one's allowed off of it. So the residents of the council estate are kind of trapped inside of it, and like vloggers and stuff try to come and film, but all of their equipment glitches. Um, and there's yeah, it's a weird British story because the land's cursed, and the creature that curses it ends up having a baby with somebody who managed to, a journalist who managed to come onto the land, and then she dumps the baby at his doorstep. The journalist seems to be the only one who could come in and out of the estate. So he brings the baby back and tries to drown the baby. but the baby survives and grows into an adult, and the adult keeps on trying to call his father to come back to the estate, but the calls are a bit distorted because even getting signals and stuff off the estate is difficult.
Do you think maybe of the 28 days virus? I mean, you are in the UK, you keep coughing, so I mean,
Yeah,
you might be talking to like they're not really zombies. They're like the infected, but you might be like that in a minute, like growling, I'm
yeah,
just
I've
saying.
had this for 3 weeks now.
So even more proof is the 28 days later virus. Well, 20
Yeah,
days, 28 months, 28 years. Now they're like I think they just put out like part two of 28 years. I saw part one, I haven't
yeah.
seen part two. Have you seen them?
I've only seen the first one, and that was years ago. But I'll see the advertising for them when I'm walking into town. But I haven't seen anything since the latest one, which was last year sometime, I think.
Yeah, the 28 days was good. 28 weeks was good. 28 years, like it seemed to me kind of slow, but apparently because it's like a three-part series and it was
Uh,
just picking up right at the end, and then apparently the new one really like goes out of the box. So I don't know, I don't see it. But all right, so let's get back to you and not talk about the 28 days all the time. So all right, what do you have now that people can pick up?
right now, I would suggest ketamine addicted pandas or Stora, which is it kind of slipped under the radar, but it gets picked up every now and then. And like loads of people read it. It starts off this like weird horror splatterpunk type vibe. And it slowly changes until it's bizarro. So it's about basically if a midwife was Elizabeth Bathory. So there's this, there's this midwife, and she essentially collects miscarriages and abortions, stillbirths into buckets of medical waste, along with her accomplice, a social worker. And the midwife turns these bits of medical waste into soap and sends them to her guru, and she bathes in it.
Wow,
But she
yeah.
disobeys. She disobeys him at some point, and this baby bath goo has given her it's made her much younger than what she actually is. So
I wonder if that works. I had a girlfriend that had an abortion that kept the fetus in a jar. And then she like sends me the image. I'm like, okay.
I didn't realize people actually did that.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know exactly how to respond to that. But all right, so what's the best way to contact you?
Probably Facebook by sending me a Facebook message.
Okay. And if people want to like if they want to get anything like autographed by you or something, is the best way to like get a hold of you or to see you at a convention or what? I mean, you're in the UK, so you probably don't do that many US conventions.
Yeah, I haven't been to America for years. Much like a lot of people, I am avoiding the country at this point in time. I'm sure that's understandable, but yeah, if you send me a message, it shouldn't cost too much to send out like a book plate, and I've got two sets. I've got DIY ones, which are just stickers where I just autograph and put my stamp on it, or I've got fancy ones that have my name, website, plus my autograph and a stamp.
Okay, and what's the best way to get that stuff from you?
Just message me on Facebook. There's a price list on my website for it, but because my website isn't set up as a shop.
Okay,
So
do you want to shout out your website again? Because some people watch this, but some people only hear audio.
yeah, it's Dani Brown, the Queen of Filth .weebly.com. I
Okay,
think.
I think. Well,
Yeah,
I'll
I will send it over.
Okay, well, I'll definitely put it up on the video portion of this, and then whatever appears on, there's also a description, so I'll put it there as well.
Yeah.
All right, do you have any events that you're attending upcoming that people can go see you at?
Not at this point in time. So I do occasionally. I always prepared to attend a convention because I always have books in my wardrobe and stuff. But it's I don't do appearances in Liverpool because there's too many creeps. But I haven't looked at any a bit further afield. So I'm most likely to stay within the Northwest right now because it's I was invited to go to one in the Southwest, which is the most difficult part in the country to get to from here. Um, it's because Wales is in the way. So you have to go halfway through England. Then you have to take another train to go down to the southwest. You can't just go from northwest to southwest.
That's kind of inconvenient.
Yeah, and taking the train through Wales is that's very difficult. I have done that before. So but yeah, I don't have any conventions planned right now, but don't rule it out before the end of the year.
I think Jess has lied to us because we should all have flying cars right now. Like, where's my flying car?
Yeah, we should be are we sure the Mayan calendar wasn't accurate? The world didn't end and
Oh,
now we're living.
you were looking forward to that and it didn't happen. You're like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
I think it might have, and now we're living in some fucked up.
Oh, true. We could be in the Matrix. So
Yeah,
I always tell people because I had brain cancer and I was in the hospital in recovery in 2001 when the towers went down. So I
yeah,
tell people like maybe I died on the operating table and this is all just in my mind.
yeah. Although
Possible.
it wasn't, I wouldn't. I was only young when that happened. I wouldn't say things got suddenly worse after that happened. Let's say Americans became more paranoid. No offense or anything, but I did live
Oh,
over there.
no, it's totally true. It's like you know a lot of the stuff that they put in place, like the TSA and the Patriot Act and
Yeah,
all that stuff. It's kind of bullshit. It doesn't really do anything. It just makes everyone's life more difficult.
yeah, that's pretty much my opinion of it. But
Well, that's what government loves to do is make everyone's life more difficult.
yeah,
But
I
all
think they
right,
want us to be happy because if we're happy, we're productive. If we're productive, we're paying taxes.
we're more happy, more productive, the less government there is. I just say governance bullshit. So, but anyways, all right. So let's not go on that all day. So, all right. Do you have anything else you want to throw out there to the sphere that you tell people they should check out?
I have some drawings on Redbubble that are based on medieval manuscripts.
Okay.
Yeah, they look like I had to call them Richard gizzards because of the internet censors, but they're just penis birds. Drawn with imported. I had a set of Prismacolor pencils imported from the United States for 200 quid. So just remember, I am using really expensive pencils to do this.
So definitely effort went into this. So people should take note. Okay, and I ask people, compare your stuff to something. Don't say you ripped it off. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if you like this, you'll like my stuff too. So keeping that in mind, what would you say?
If you listen to Coil, you'll like my books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything like movie or novel wise that you also say kind of ties in, kind of similar vibe?
Trying to think. It's just because my stuff is just so weird. Even the stuff that I'm trying to make normal, it's just not normal.
No, that's
It's
definitely
taking
not a bad
influence
thing.
from.
It's something new, yeah.
I read a lot of Stephen King as a kid, so I'm sure there's a lot of Stephen King in my books. I think every horror person has read a lot of Stephen King.
Yeah, he has. There's some stuff I think he has some weaknesses, but he also has some definite strengths. And I think you're like missing out if you don't capitalize on that.
Yeah. Well, I love the Dark Tower, but it's trying to think of anything that isn't. The only reason I say Coil is because they were rejected for being too weird. But I'm not sure if people are going to go out and listen to Coil albums.
They might. You never know. Everybody like you can never figure people out. Like you never figure out what's going to be popular, what people are into. I find at least, it's like every time you like make a hardcore prediction, you're wrong. But all right, well, thank you very much for doing this. Do you have anything else you want to throw out there?
No, I'm gonna go have a cool shower, and I've got cooling sheets on my bed. As I say, hopefully there'll be an air conditioner before the next heat wave. So
Okay, and if you turn to a zombie, that does not mean don't buy your book.
yes, buy my book, even if I do have the 28 days virus.
Okay, all right, well, thank you very much.
Please like and subscribe before he kills again.